Good morning, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. It's Wednesday, September 17th, 2025, and this is your AM update.
The defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression.
Tyler Robinson formally charged with 7 counts, including aggravated murder for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. A disgusting twist, the elderly man arrested in the moment following Charlie's murder, now under investigation for child sex abuse material.
You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward. You are a political buffoon at best.
And FBI Director Kash Patel takes on Democrats in a fiery hearing on the Hill. All that and more coming up in just a moment on your AM update. As President Trump is settling into his new administration, one of the top Democrats in Congress aiming to undermine the Trump agenda is Democrat Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois. And according to our sponsor, the Electronic Payments Coalition, Senator Durbin has a new plan, a government takeover of your credit card. Today, Americans have thousands of choices in credit cards, but they say Senator Durbin's plan will result in less competition and less security, which means more risk for your credit and your identity. You can learn more for yourself at guardyourcard.com. And you could consider telling your senators to stop Dick Durbin's government takeover of your credit card before it's too late. Tyler Robinson formally charged yesterday with the murder of Charlie Kirk, speaking only once in the short meeting, stating his name to presiding district judge Tony Graff.
Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
The 22-year-old suspect appearing virtually via video, arms bare, wearing what appears to be an anti-suicide smock, commonly worn by high-risk inmates. The defendant did not enter a plea, Judge Graff approving a court-appointed lawyer for Robinson, saying Robinson was indigent. Prior to the hearing, Utah County DA Jeffrey Gray announcing 7 charges against Robinson. 1 count of aggravated murder for knowingly causing the death of Kirk under circumstances that created great risk to others. This is a capital offense, and prosecutors do intend to seek the death penalty. At the time of his death, Charlie was surrounded by about 2,000 onlookers, several staff and security members sitting within feet of him. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury. At this point, DA Gray confirming this was a political assassination.
The state is further alleging aggravating factors on counts 1 and 2 because the defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression and did so knowing that children were present and would witness the homicide.
More on Robinson's motivations in just a minute. Counts 3 and 4, obstruction of justice, second-degree felonies. 1 charge relating to ditching the rifle, another for getting rid of the outfit he allegedly wore during the shooting. Counts 5 and 6, witness tampering, third-degree felonies, in reference to a conversation Robinson had with his roommate and romantic partner after the shooting. Count 7, commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor, the most serious level misdemeanor offense. DA Gray revealing more information about Robinson's actions in the hours after the shooting prior to turning himself over to police. Robinson's roommate, a transgender male pretending to be a female, turning over messages to authorities. DA Gray yesterday reading a text exchange between Robinson and his roommate, confirmed by Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino on the Megyn Kelly Show, to be named Lance Twiggs.
On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson, I'm sorry.
Twiggs asking why. Robinson replying, quote, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. The accused going on to say he had been planning the attack for just over a week. Later in the conversation, Robinson details plans to retrieve the rifle, which apparently once belonged to his grandfather and was gifted to Robinson, telling Twiggs a patrol car was still parked near the wooded area where the gun was ditched. D.A. Gray reading more of the conversation.
Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke, all right. I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine.
Robinson then messaging his roommate about incoming questions from his parents and instructing his roommate to help cover Robinson's tracks.
Robinson again, delete this exchange. Again, Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent.
D.A. Gray elaborating more on the shooter's evolving political views over the last few years. According to his mother, the defendant started leaning more toward the left, telling the DA he had become more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. Robinson's family telling authorities he had previously accused Charlie of spreading hate, saying Utah Valley University was a stupid venue for an event. According to D.A. Gray, Robinson's parents confronting their son about his possible role in the shooting after seeing the photos released by the FBI. His parents reporting to law enforcement that Robinson said he did it because there is too much evil in the world and Charlie Kirk spreads too much hate. Robinson's next hearing, also virtual, set for 10 a.m. local time on September 29th. He will remain in custody without bail. The arrest of the first man taken into custody immediately following Charlie Kirk's assassination taking a disturbing twist, leading to a child sexual abuse material investigation. That person, now identified as 71-year-old George Zinn, captured on video just moments after the shooting, being placed under arrest by Utah Valley University police. According to a Utah County Sheriff's Office press release shared online by investigative journalist Andy No, quote, while people were leaving the scene, Zinn was seen yelling that he had shot Charlie Kirk. At the UVU Police Department, Zinn refused to speak to investigators. He was then transferred to a local hospital amid an unspecified medical episode. According to police documents obtained by Fox 13, Zinn told police that he, quote, wanted to be a martyr for the person who was shot. At the hospital, Zinn reportedly admitting to an FBI agent and a Utah State Bureau of Investigation agent he was not the shooter, but claimed he was in order to allow the actual suspect time to flee. Investigators asked to see his phone. Zinn agreed, telling the agents they might find child sexual abuse images on his phone. Officials then turning the matter over to the Utah County Special Victims Unit. Zinn was released from the hospital on Monday, law enforcement then booking him in the Utah County Jail on obstruction charges. That same day, the SVU obtaining a search warrant for Zinn's phone, discovering more than 20 images of children ranging from 5 to 12 years old. According to the Sheriff's Department, there were several graphic text messaging threads where Zinn shared the images with others. He remains in the Utah County Jail on felony obstruction charges and 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Investigators do not believe Zinn coordinated with the shooter. Zinn is well known in the Utah political scene. Local outlet KSL reporting Zinn is a regular with law enforcement, arrested and charged many times over 30 years. In 2013, authorities charging Zinn with a felony for making a threat of terrorism, asking Salt Lake City Marathon organizers in an email, quote, "I was wondering if you needed anybody to help place bombs near the finish line on Saturday." KSL reporting Zinn later pleaded guilty to a lesser misdemeanor charge. Coming up, Capitol Hill erupts as FBI Director Kash Patel goes toe-to-toe with Democrats in a contentious hearing. I've been talking a lot about Riverbend Ranch lately because their steaks are amazing. Riverbend Ranch has taken Black Angus beef to a whole new level. For the last 35 years, Riverbend Ranch has been creating a very elite Angus herd by using ultrasound to select genetically superior cattle with a focus on flavor and tenderness. When you purchase from Riverbend Ranch, you are not only supporting the 64 cowboys and cowgirls and their families who work on that ranch, but you're also supporting over 260 other U.S. ranches and the hundreds of American families who work on them. It is born in the USA, raised in the USA, and processed in the USA. It's aged to perfection for 21 days and shipped directly from the ranch to your home. This is not your average Black Angus beef. So order from riverbendranch.com. Use the promo code Megyn, and that'll get you $20 off your first order. And let me know what you think. riverbendranch.com, promo code Megyn. FBI Director Kash Patel appearing before the Senate Judiciary hearing yesterday, covering a wide range of issues. Patel taking heat from both sides of the aisle in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination. In the early evening on September 10th, Patel posting on X that the subject was in custody. Then about 90 minutes later, posting that that person had been released and the suspect was still on the loose. Yesterday, however, Republican senators rallying around the director while Democrats went on the attack. A sampling of that here from Vermont Senator Peter Welch and Illinois Senator Dick Durbin, both Democrats.
You made an announcement that the suspect was in custody. We got our man. It turned out that was not true. As if we have our man, that would suggest to the public that everybody can rest and relax and not then continue to provide information to local law enforcement and to you. What? So that was a mistake.
Mr. Patel was so anxious to take credit for finding Mr. Kirk's assassin that he violated one of the basics of effective law enforcement. At critical stages of an investigation, shut up and let the professionals do their job.
Patel acknowledging his wording at the time could have been more precise, however, stating he does not believe updating the public in real time was a mistake. California Democratic Senator Adam Schiff questioning the director about Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell's transfer to a minimum security prison following her interview with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Senator Schiff asking Director Patel who was in charge of that decision. Mr. Patel responding it came from the Bureau of Prisons, setting off this exchange.
You want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No. I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of inmates.
Not in the weeds?
What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
In 2023, then Congressman Schiff was removed from the Intelligence Committee and formally censured by the House for misleading the public repeatedly by promoting now totally debunked claims that President Trump colluded with Russia to win the 2016 presidential election. Schiff at the time said he would wear that censure as a badge of honor. Elsewhere in the hearing, Director Patel questioned about changes to the physical fitness exam all new FBI recruits are required to pass. Beginning in November 2025, pull-ups will be a mandatory part of the evaluation for all FBI candidates. Females will be required to complete at least one single pull-up. At a minimum, male candidates must complete 2 to 3. Democrat from Hawaii, Senator Mazie Hirono, questioning the fairness of this new standard.
You are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring a physical program at BFTC at Quantico because FBI agents carrying guns in the field have to chase down bad guys and do really hard work.
The reason I ask is that there are concerns about whether or not being able to do these kinds of harsh pull-ups is really required of FBI agents.
Doing
Anyway,
one pull-up
Mr.
is not
Patel,
harsh.
Director Patel then noting certain medical exemptions exist for qualifying candidates. Later, Republican Senator from Alabama, Katie Britt, highlighting the irony in her Democrat colleagues' line of questioning.
Before I begin, I want to thank Senator Hirono for what she said, acknowledging that there are physical differences between men and women. Talking about that women wouldn't be able to do as many pull-ups, and I think that she was making a case here that there should be different standards. There's a thing called Title IX, and this is why we continue to say we should have biological men and men's sports and biological women and women's sports. And so I look forward to utilizing that to talk to all of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. Maybe they will stand with us in helping us protect women's sports. I think she made a great argument there for it.
And that'll do it for your AM update. I'm Megyn Kelly. Join me back here for the Megyn Kelly Show, live on SiriusXM Triumph Channel 111 at noon East, on youtube.com/Megyn Kelly, and on all podcast platforms.